Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie. Welcome to Moon Directed, where we work with energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today we are going to cover the energy surrounding the sun sign season of Aquarius, which for you is your house of fun and romance and creativity and children. So we'll take a look at what's going on with that. I do have a channeled message for you, and I will get to that in just a second, but I do want to invite you to come and hang out for Moonday Night Live. It's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. That's 4:30 p.m. on Pacific Time. And if you live in Australia, it is at 11:30 in the morning Sydney time. So what I saw, and I'm still trying to work it out. So I feel like there is multiple people, same issue, different ways of handling it. It's kind of what it seemed like. So what I saw was you laying like on a pathway. Or there was a mountain pass kind of, and there was a big old boulder on your head and a big, huge one on your heart space. But you weren't dead. You just looked like you had a lot of weight on your head and on your chest or your heart. So for some of you, it might be that you're dealing with stress headaches and migraines, or you have some kind of a chest issue, difficulty breathing. That might be what's going on. For others of you, this is like there is this decision, head-heart decision that is weighing terribly on you, and I think you get rid of it this month. So, you know, this is the how creative problem solving would be something that would happen for you during Aquarius season. And so, a couple of you, I feel a small percentage of you were able to just push through it and stand up, and the whole thing went flying. Others, I saw somebody coming along the trail, but they look like you. And they took a plank, a board, and they pried the boulder and shifted it so it tumbled off, and they helped get the rocks off of your head. Okay, so I felt like that was your higher self showing you how to solve your own problem. For others of you, there were two people that came along and helped to remove it. And so I feel like there might be look around and who can help you to solve this problem. And then for still others of you, I saw angels come in and lift the boulder off, which would be divine prayer being answered. And so I do want to recommend that if you are feeling, you know, really overwhelmed, that you ask for help, because angels can't come in and help you. Like, they may send it in the form of people. They may send it in the form of the situation resolving itself magically. They may send it in and you suddenly figure out how to get out because of you being inspired by your higher self. But it's important, I believe, for you to ask for the help that you need in order to do this, because it felt very much like, you know, angels stand by ready to help us, but they can't unless we ask for it because of free will. So exercise your free will to ask for the help that you need in resolving these issues for yourself this month, and I think the solution will be found. So I saw that. Oh, yeah. Okay. We have the mice for your overall energy. There's something that's really you're struggling with. It's eating away at you. And I feel like it's about, because there was so much weight in the heart space, there's just this need to not disappoint other people. But when you came along and you set yourself free, that's when you chose yourself. And I really want to encourage you to choose you, to choose a solution that works for you. And people that care about you will get on board with that. I promise. If they don't, then maybe that's a sign and a signal that that's not the right situation for you. Whether it's at work, around the house, your friend groups, your significant other, there's a need here for self-care, big time, because that was so much weight, so much pressure. All right, I want to get the rest of these cards out. While I'm doing that, if you could take a moment and hit that thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. Does this resonate for you? You know, come to Monday Night Live, because after I pull cards for everybody, I go through sign by sign, pull cards for the collective, and then I do take Q&A for about 30 minutes usually. So come, and if you need a little additional guidance, I can, you know, if you're in the chat when we get to the end, I can do that for you. So there's that. So I'm trying to get my channel to actually getting YouTube to remember that I exist, because I took some time off when I was sick and they have forgotten about me. So I would appreciate your thumbs up. I would appreciate your comments, your shares, and your subscribes. And if you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I go live. Or you can set the reminder on your phone, right? Because, like I said, they tend to overlook me, so you may not be notified at this time. Okay. Well, it looks like there's some community support coming. Let's go. Let's see what we have going on here. All right. So here we go. If you've not been here before, welcome. This is my 9-card spread that I like to do for the monthlies, and then every Monday I go through and I do the weeks, and they're set up differently. But this is thoughts, feelings, action, past, present, future, the key to the situation, and this card right here represents the overall energy. So the key to the situation for you is a higher perspective, but it's also the Tower is security. It is divine guidance coming in. It is protecting yourself. There's a need to protect your heart. Interesting. I have never gotten that from that card. Hold on. Okay, so what they're saying is that you tend to let everybody in, and you give and you give and you give, and you don't save enough for yourself. It's like the mice get into the pantry and they eat everything up. So, all right, let's see what else we get here. So, in the recent past, you've been thinking a lot about where your loyalties are, who's loyal to you, who are you loyal to, who are your friends, who's not your friends, where do you spend that time and your energy? In the area of transformation, okay, it is about moving forward, but moving forward slowly. This is using the divine light to guide you, because you see, I don't know if you could see it. So we are in the middle of a snowstorm and the light keeps shifting. Okay, there you can see the little fireflies up in the bushes here. And you have moonlight, that's intuition, and you have your own inner light and guidance, sort of like the hermit, right? That takes that star of their hopes and their dreams, and they put it in the little lantern. They use it to guide themselves, and so like guiding yourself along through the shallow waters and the bushes and stuff to follow your dreams, your hopes, your goals, being divinely guided along the way. And then being open to receiving the guidance from spirit. This is the card of the female in the area of thoughts. Now, some of you may be thinking about a female. Obviously, that's a possibility. But in a general reading, to me, the male represents taking action, and the female represents receiving. And so I feel like opening yourself up to receiving the signs, receiving the help, receiving the information, the intuition. This is an area of thoughts. I would rather see it in the area of your heart, because in matters of the heart, it's always best to let the heart lead. That's where what resonates in the heart, right? We can overthink things. We can think, well, it could be this way or that way, and there you can create a paralysis of action by trying to discern and decipher and balance everything out, when sometimes what feels right in the heart is just the answer. So you have unconditional love. You have the Divine Mother. Thank you, Divine Mother, for helping me to give and receive the love I deserve. When I see this, I always have to think that some people are still dealing with issues of the inner child. That sometimes we hear the voices in our heads that were, telling us what we should and shouldn't do and who we are and who we aren't by our during our formative years, the ages like until you're like 7 years old. And you are perfect the way you are. You came in with your chart in place for reasons, to learn things, to grow, and to do your soul's work. And so you are absolutely perfect the way you are. You are a spark of the divine, which means, so when you have a bonfire and you stick a stick in there and you pull the fire out, that fire is still the same fire that was the bonfire. And so if you think of yourself as the fire that's on the stick that got pulled out of the bonfire, and the bonfire is the divine source that creates all things, are the properties of that fire that's on your stick any different? And the answer is no. You can create and manifest for yourself the same way. You can get as large as you want the same way. Because if you drop that stick into a field and you leave it unattended, then you have a massive roaring fire. It can grow, it can consume. It can either provide, damage, or it can provide warmth and helpful things, right? Maybe you drop the stick there on purpose to burn over the field, to put more nitrogen back in the soil. You are loved unconditionally, and what I really want to say is infinitely. There is no limit to the love, because this fire that I'm seeing, it is just burning without stop. And this feels like the love of the divine. Okay, you've been having a lot of doubts and questions about some kind of a contract. In the heart space, when I see this is a soulmate contract. See, we have this up here with your questioning this relationship, and now here you're still questioning this relationship. For some of you, it is a matter of we ask people, other souls, I shouldn't say people, we ask souls to come and teach us. I want to go learn these lessons. Who will help me? Oh, I will. Oh, you're my best friend. Oh, thank you so much. And then you get here, and your best friend in the soul world, in the 3D earthbound human form, is actually your arch nemesis, who's doing what you asked, teaching you to love yourself more. And so soul contracts are beneficial, but sometimes they've outlived their use, and we're in this new energy, this new paradigm of the Aquarian energy, and it is time to release and let go of contracts that do not serve us anymore and take a higher perspective. Part of this is also taking the higher perspective of not being angry at people, not being resentful for them teaching lessons, but saying thank you so much. You did your job. I figured it out, and I appreciate your efforts, and now I'm ready to move on to my next lesson. I'm ready to let that go and move forward. But it is creating such a burden in your heart space to let go of this contract, this relationship that is such a struggle for you. I love this. I told you I saw angels lifting those stones off. I saw your higher self coming and lifting it off, and you have heaven is working behind the scenes to help you. Even if you don't see the results yet, you are being helped. So even if you don't see it, this also, it looks like she's sitting there and waiting. Let me see if I can get this closer. Right? She's sitting there in contemplation, like she's waiting for something to happen. Like, when is the help going to arrive? I was told to wait here for help, and where is it? And be open to receiving the help. It is coming. I can tell you it is coming. Okay, so for some of you, this has been about finances. So maybe it's, do I break a contract that I signed to work at a certain place? It could totally be that. But the fish also represent abundance in life. And so when you have an abundance mindset, you know that you can manifest whatever you want in any arena of your life, in your health, in your wealth, in your love, in, whatever it is that you want, you can actually bring it in. And so there's been some questions. You've been feeling very blocked in the area around feeling abundant. But here, if you choose, this is the action to take, is choosing to be happy, choosing to find joy in the moments, choosing to collect. If you think of every one of those flowers in that bouquet as a blessing that you've counted and you've picked up and you put into your little vase of blessings, that is how you change your perspective. That is how you start moving forward slowly. Even though you look like you're waiting, and you just don't have enough information yet. Like how things are going to resolve, I don't know that the answer is really here. So you have recognized your significance. I think the how is not important. How you resolve this issue is less important than why. And why do you resolve this issue? The why is because you recognize the abundance of blessings in your life. You recognize how important you really are, that you are a spark of the divine. You are being asked to step up for yourself and recognize how important you are. You have spread messages of peace and harmony. I feel like this has a lot to do with loving yourself. This feels like messengers of spirit coming in, bringing you messages of peace and harmony. I know it says spread it, but I think that the messages are coming in, that the source is bringing you these messages not to doubt yourself, not to doubt your significance. Instead, believe and trust in yourself. What is happening to you is to draw attention to the fact that you are a manifester of your own magic in your life, and you are worthy of all of the abundance of the universe. But you can't get there. The rabbit always represents abundance to me. And when it says recognize your significance, this tells me, oh, look, there's a big unicorn here. I've never noticed that before. This is when you recognize that you are magical. We got rainbows and unicorns. When you recognize that these are things that you create, that you are entitled to simply by the mere fact that you exist. When you take the key of who you are and unlock the diary, that diary feels like all of you, all the pieces and the parts of you from all of your lifetimes coming through. You hold the key to your success. And the key is in recognizing your significance. So count your blessings, take a higher perspective, be open to receiving. The help is coming even if you don't know that it is. What the divine is doing is trying to show you how magnificent you are. Okay. So the final word is you have the star daughters dance. I dance and sing and play with my sisters at sunset. That is your community of love. That is sunset is letting it go, right? It is letting go of what doesn't work, celebrating the end of that phase and waiting for the dawn for the new phase. And you have the ancient grandmother, the teacher. I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. That's the gift. What have you learned about yourself through this difficult situation? The teachers are here. They're teaching you. And what are they trying to teach you? To recognize your own significance in the universe. How magnificent you are. That's all. That's a lot, though, right? That's a lot. Self-love. You are infinitely loved by the divine because you are a part of the divine. And the divine would love for you to recognize that. Because if you know that you are divine, then you recognize your significance and you recognize your ability to manifest for yourself the life that you want. All right? You guys take good care. I hope I see you on Monday nights. If you have questions, bring them with you. And if you are still watching, then you must have gotten something out of this. So please share with your friends. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll talk soon.